All right, so here's the situation. Two men meet up to argue about whose village is actually better. Is it Round Town or is it Boxland? And they both argue. First, the circle guy is saying, look, I get that you're from Boxtown and you have a bias. It's okay. But you need to learn how to accept the truth. And I don't know how you could be so arrogant as to think that your town would be better than my town. The box guy sits there and considers it and then says, or maybe you're the one with the bias from around town. Maybe you're the one that is being closed minded and can't accept the truth. And maybe you're the one that's being arrogant. Have you ever thought about that? So, based on how these two are arguing, how long do you think it's going to take them to find a solution? And why? Intro. Welcome back to Wisdom Short Podcast, your go to spot for down to earth, deep thinking and philosophy made approachable. I am your host, Jet. Today with us, we have my good friend, Juuna'e Dai'Re, founder of Sorry Not Sorry, apologist, author, best friend, a whole lot of things, whole lot of words. Um, and yeah, so today we're talking about Wisdom Shorts, book one. And specifically, I think it's the fourth story in here, but it's Mirrored Argument. So, based on, I guess, that story, just to start it out, how do you think that conversation's gonna go if you had to check in, I don't know, 3 hours from now? Where do you think they'll be?
I mean, based off the way you set it up, it seems as if it's it will go on forever because it doesn't seem like it's about them understanding each other. It seems like you're just trying to highlight a bias. They
Mm-hmm.
have a bias to where they're from or what's their background of how they've thought. And so if that's all they care about, then I don't see them resolving anything.
Yeah, yeah. Unless they end up in a fist fight or something, I don't see that ending anytime soon. Because yeah, both of them are approaching the problem with basically the same mindset. Where do you think it's applicable? Where do you see these skills becoming relevant, I guess, in day-to-day conversations?
Um, I mean, everything from religion to politics to what sports team you like. I mean, yeah, because if the point of the story is for you to highlight the reality of like people kind of not really caring about the truth, but they're just going to stand on whatever they thought in the past,
Hmm.
like wherever they're from,
Yeah.
like the square, the circle in the square. Is a circle and square?
Yeah. Round town and
Oh,
yes,
round top.
Boxland. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 3D. Give them at least that much
Oh,
respect.
circle and square. I mean, round town and Boxland. But yeah, it's like if your Boxland is being, a Christian and your, you know, round town is being a Muslim and all you care about is the Quran and all the Christian cares about is the Bible, it's like they're going to argue forever if they're not trying to actually investigate and understand truth. And same thing with politics, depending on who you like and what party you know are, what side you're on, or it's just kind of like whatever you think. Or a sports team, it's like, well, and I know people like that. I know some people where they're like Raiders all day,
Right.
and I've heard my dad. I don't know football, but I've heard my dad in the past like say things where he's debated people like just kind of being like, so they could lose all these games, or so they can have crazy fans, or whatever he would say, and be like, and you still want to be a Raiders fan?
Right.
Like, he would say that, and it's like, well, my family's a Raiders fan, so yes. It's like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. Like there's nothing wrong with being loyal to where you're from, so long as you know that's the reason why you're loyal. Like,
Yes, yeah, if you say that, then it's like, oh, okay, you
yeah,
just want to keep that team because y'all have all the gear. It's a family outing. It's tradition. It's like y'all go to the games. That's what you do. It's like, oh, okay, but if you want to know if it's true that they're actually the
yeah,
best team, that might be a different journey we need to go on.
Right, right, right. Yeah, nah. So what would how do you how do you solve this dilemma if you're a insert belief system, political position, or football team here? How do you help a mindset like that actually see, like, I guess, the differences in thinking from your biases or how you came up versus thinking from just truth, a truth claim of any kind? Like, if you're going to try to actually make a point, yeah, what do you do?
um I think you would have to bring up something that's probably neutral. um Either, I thought of three things: either bring up something neutral that to show both sides, like this isn't necessarily about where you came from, like this is a neutral topic, like water. Like, is water good for you? Like, it's not about, it's like, do you, I think I would highlight something that's not just neutral but connected to maybe their survival, or something that I know they wouldn't be able to have a bias about because they do care about truth,
Mm,
in that moment. So it'd be something like that. Or I would bring up, um, I would kind of ask the question, like, where, kind of go into the foundation of like, where do you think, where did Round Town come from? You know what I mean? Almost like, where did Round Town get their ideologies and beliefs? It's kind of like, have you thought about that? Like, trying to get them to like actually see the beginning of their own side, if that makes sense, rather
yeah,
than um, thinking that's where it starts, you know? Because I remember we had a conversation in the past about like, oh, the concept of like grocery stores, like that's where we think it almost starts. It's like you go to the grocery store and it's like, well, no, there's farms before that. Like, yeah, like,
right.
people have to put stuff in there. So if that's all you know, though, I feel like that's the same thing with like, you know, religion or politics. It's like, oh, this is just the side I've always picked. And it's like, have you ever questioned the bottom or like
Right.
the foundation of that view, though?
I definitely agree that coming from a perspective that has definitely had their biases checked plenty of times, I think those are the things that at least chip away slowly. You might not get a home run and get somebody completely um to flip their opinion or bias or whatever they think, but asking questions rather than continuing to headbutt the problem is definitely a good start to yeah, to just engaging different conversations. And so yeah, I definitely think if anything, the wisdom short's kind of supposed to be written so that both of them appear to be having the same problem. But there is a sense in where the second guy almost has a better point off principle that he's basically just saying, what if you're the problem? What if you're the this? What if you're the that? So you kind of get the feeling of like, the second guy's got a point. Like he's at
Mm-hmm.
least leveling the playing field. But
Oh, I didn't remember, but I thought of something else from you saying that. um, Actually asking them what their measure is, like, what
yes.
is their measure for knowing whatever the question or topic is? It's like, what is your measure for getting to answers? Because that will reveal if they just say, well, it's, I mean, I know something's true because if my family says so. It's like,
Yeah.
is that the
Yes.
standard then? Should everybody only think something is true if their family said so? Because now you can apply that across the board. Because if they say, no, just if my family says so.
Yeah. Like, no, 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 no. Not everyone's family. I said my family is
My
this.
family. Everyone has to check with my family in order to know if they're right about what they think.
Right. Yeah. Nah, that's actually that for sure. Dang it. You make me want to reprint this book. I will not do that. But that measure is actually the question that needs to be asked genuinely because yeah, that uproots quite a few arguments when people don't know the standard they're using changes over topics, which
Mhm.
shouldn't be the case. Like, yeah. Like that would just be really weird if it's like Johnny had two apples and Sally had seven. If they put them together, how many do they have? And it's like, well, we're using addition. And it's like, well, What if Johnny has 7 apples and Sally has 14? Now what do you use?
Mm-hmm.
You should still be adding. So yeah, I think that's a yeah, your measure is your formula by which you figure a particular type of question out. And so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they clearly don't have a formula outside of what do you mean you don't think what I think? So yeah, that
Right.
usually doesn't go great. But yeah, okay. Well, do you have any closing thoughts? I don't want to beat this one up too much because I think it's pretty straightforward.
Uh, yeah, just it's good to be a truth seeker. Actually, seek out truth rather than having biases.
Yep.
Truth. We are. We deserve to know the truth about any and everything. I would say that. Like we owe it to ourselves. So.
Yes, no disagreement there. All right, people. Well, as always, y'all can find this book on wisdomshorts.com. Y'all can also, my bad, you threw that piece sign up early. I got
I
you.
thought you were leaving. I thought you were in.
No, no, no. I'm promoing this book is this
Oh,
this this podcast is sponsored by me. But no, if you yeah, hop into wisdomshorts.com. You can also find this book on Amazon. It's priced a little higher, so if you want to pay a normal price for this, hop over there, order this and any future copies that are out when you're seeing this video. Yeah, let us know what you think about Mirrored Argument. Put it in the comments below. And yeah, as always, do all that like, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. So yeah, we will see y'all in the next one. Peace.